Chapter 1. The First Leak. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. On the last days of winter, Sarah Chun, a young reporter working the night shift at a news agency in Washington, discovered an unexpected message in her inbox. The anonymous sender, in an email titled, "You Need to Know the Truth," had attached an encrypted file containing dozens of documents. As Sarah ran the decryption program, she felt her breath catch at the contents that appeared before her. The documents claimed that SpaceX rockets were not only being used for civilian space research, but also for secret military technology tests. It was written that Falcon Heavy rockets had carried mysterious devices into space that did not appear in official records. As Sarah began checking the authenticity of these claims, her editor, Michael Rodriguez, approached her desk. Michael frowned as he skimmed through the documents. "This is very serious, Sarah. If this is true, it could shake both the space industry and the defense sector," he said. The two spent the rest of the night analyzing the documents in detail. Among them were alleged secret agreements with the Pentagon, test results, and even some operation codes. By morning, Sarah reached for her keyboard to draft her first article. The headline was striking. "Are SpaceX rockets being used for secret military tests?" Just hours after the article went live, social media exploded with reactions. Other news agencies quickly picked up the story. By the afternoon, live broadcasts had begun on television networks. On CNN, expert commentator Dr. Amanda Foster said, "If these allegations are true, using a civilian space program for military purposes could potentially violate international space treaties." A Pentagon spokesperson gave only a brief statement. "We are evaluating these allegations." That evening, SpaceX's official Twitter account posted a response. "Our company conducts all operations with full transparency. These claims are baseless." Yet the statement wasn't enough to calm the public. The hashtag SpaceX scandal began trending worldwide. Chapter 2. Global Reaction. The following morning in Europe, things became even more complicated. In Brussels, European Parliament member Jean-Pierre Dubois held an emergency press conference. "America's use of space technology for military purposes is concerning for the entire world," he declared. French newspaper Le Monde ran the headline, "Is the road to Mars paved by the Pentagon?" In London, the Times editor Victoria Wright took a more cautious stance. In an analysis piece, she wrote, "Such allegations must be investigated thoroughly, but so far no concrete evidence has been presented." Still, British lawmakers began raising the issue in Parliament. In Tokyo, Nikkei economics reporter Hiroshi Tanaka focused on the financial angle. SpaceX's market value has dropped 12% after these reports. Tesla shares have also been negatively impacted. The Japanese government avoided making any official statement. In Moscow, the reaction was different. On state television RT, commentator Dmitry Volkov said, "America's true intentions in space militarization are becoming clearer." Russia's space agency Roscosmos, however, remained silent. In New York, UN Secretary General Antonio Silva gave a diplomatic statement. "We take all concerns about the use of space technology seriously. We are initiating a review on the matter." The announcement signaled that the issue was being taken seriously on the international stage. Meanwhile, social media was spiraling out of control. On Twitter, the hashtag Musk on trial reached millions of tweets within hours. Facebook groups spawned conspiracy theories. Some users even began analyzing satellite imagery of SpaceX facilities to look for unusual activities. Chapter 3. Cracks within the company. At SpaceX's Hawthorne facility in California, software engineer David Kim noticed unusual tension in the hallways that morning. Employees were huddled in small groups, whispering. By lunch break, the atmosphere in the cafeteria had grown heavier. Senior engineer Lisa Zhang sat alone at her table. David approached and noticed her worried expression. "These reports are really troubling, David. If they're true, what exactly are we doing here?" she asked. David realized just how much the mood inside the company had shifted. That afternoon, a notice from the security department further heightened anxiety. Employees were instructed not to speak with the media and to refrain from posting about the situation on social media. Many workers interpreted this as a sign that the company was hiding something. At Tesla's Austin factory, a similar tension spread. On the production line, worker Carlos Martinez said to his colleagues during a break, Maybe our boss has been doing things we don't really know about. At Nevada's Gigafactory, the atmosphere was even worse. Some employees openly discussed resigning en masse. Human resources worked overtime to try and calm staff down. The New York Times tech reporter Rachel Stevens began receiving tips from anonymous sources inside the company. In her published article, she wrote that some SpaceX employees have expressed concerns that the company's values are changing. One anonymous worker was quoted as saying, "I came here to help humanity reach Mars, not to build war technology." Chapter 4, Mysterious Footage. Cybersecurity expert and activist hacker Alex Cyberphoenix Rodriguez, monitoring multiple screens in his dark web lab, believed he had made a breakthrough. Among the leaked documents, he had found encrypted video files that could be part of the biggest leak operation yet. After decrypting the files, Alex was shocked. The videos showed SpaceX's Cape Kennedy launch site, where large metal crates were being loaded into rocket cargo bays. These crates were not listed in any official cargo manifests. Alex noted that their dimensions and shapes matched known military equipment. Another video was even more alarming. Nighttime footage revealed Pentagon-licensed vehicles entering a SpaceX facility. Individuals in military uniforms exited the vehicles. Checking the timestamps, Alex confirmed the footage was shot within the last 6 months. He reached out to digital forensic expert Dr. Nina Petrov for verification. After examining the footage, Nina reported, "The files don't appear to be manipulated, but we need deeper analysis to be 100% certain." Alex released parts of the videos on a WikiLeaks-style platform, causing a storm. Video analysts suggested the objects might indeed be military hardware. Others warned, however, that advanced deepfake technology made it possible to fabricate footage of this quality. MIT AI specialist Professor Kevin Chin weighed in. "These videos are highly professional, but given today's technology, it's possible to produce fakes this convincing. More detailed analysis is needed to determine authenticity." His statement only fueled more confusion. Pentagon spokesperson Lieutenant General James Mitchell avoided direct comment, saying only, "We cannot disclose details related to national security." The ambiguity further fueled conspiracy theories. Chapter 5, Silence and Waiting. Amid all these developments, Elon Musk adopted an unusual silence. Normally hyperactive on Twitter, Musk hadn't posted in 3 days. Headlines quickly asked, "Where is Musk?" At SpaceX's PR department, Emma Thompson noticed back-to-back crisis management meetings. Executives debated what kind of statement to release, but no decision had been made. Emma felt the company had never faced a crisis of this scale. Tesla stock prices kept falling daily. On Wall Street, analysts voiced concerns. Patricia Williams from Morgan Stanley commented, "Musk's silence is alarming investors. Transparency is urgently needed." Inside SpaceX's Hawthorne headquarters, employees were left in uncertainty. Some projects carried on as usual, while others slowed down. Production engineer Jake Miller summed it up, "Morale is low. Everyone's wondering what's going to happen." On the global stage, a waiting period had begun. ESA Director Dr. Giuseppe Rossi stated, "If the allegations are true, we may need to reevaluate international space cooperation." In Moscow, Roscosmos head Sergei Volkov was more blunt. "We are closely watching America's attempts to militarize space, and we will take necessary countermeasures." Reports surfaced of secret meetings in Washington between Pentagon officials and SpaceX representatives. The content remained undisclosed, but insiders claimed it was crisis management. Social media was deeply divided. Some argued Musk was still a visionary unfairly accused. Nothing has been proven yet. Others demanded accountability. Without transparency, there can be no trust. On YouTube, tech creators jumped on the story. Influencer Marcus Johnson uploaded a video titled "SpaceX Exposed: Conspiracy or Reality?" It racked up 3 million views on the first day, sparking fiery debates in the comments. On Reddit, the r/SpaceX community descended into chaos. Moderators had to delete posts constantly. Users shared Google Earth screenshots of SpaceX facilities, claiming to find suspicious structures. On r/conspiracy, wilder theories took root. On LinkedIn, current and former SpaceX employees remained silent, though a few hinted indirectly through vague posts. In Tesla owner groups on Facebook, worries piled up. Will my car lose its value? was a recurring question. Tesla Model S owner Jennifer Walsh posted, "I've proudly driven Tesla for 10 years, but now I hesitate to even mention it." Media outlets took varied stances. Fox News ran the headline, "Unfounded attacks against American tech companies." MSNBC warned, "The future of space programs at risk." CNN took a balanced approach, bringing on experts for analysis. Sandra Kim, tech editor at The Washington Post, published a detailed breakdown. Ties between tech giants and the military are nothing new, but transparency remains critical. The article was widely shared online. The Guardian in London framed it differently: America's space hegemony plan. The piece argued the SpaceX scandal must be understood in a larger geopolitical context. Der Spiegel in Germany ran a cover story: SpaceX scandal. Space becomes a battlefield. In China, state media followed the developments closely, with People's Daily hinting at certain countries violating the principles of peaceful space use. Academia also reacted. Professors from MIT, Stanford, and Caltech began drafting a joint statement. Harvard Law's Professor Elena Rodriguez stressed, "The space industry needs clear transparency standards." NASA's role drew questions. Would its partnerships with SpaceX be affected? NASA Administrator Dr. William Thompson said cautiously, "We work with all our partners under the principle of transparency." ESA's Director General Dr. Marie Dubois was firmer. "We have zero tolerance for the militarization of space technologies." The statement drew applause across Europe. Financial markets kept reeling. Tesla stock had fallen 18% in 1 week. As a private company, SpaceX didn't trade publicly, but its valuation began sliding in private markets. Bloomberg ran the headline, "Musk empire shaken." Within the companies, morale plummeted. Tesla engineer Sofia Gonzalez shared, "When I used to say I worked here, people admired me. Now they frown." Production lines reflected the tension. At Boca Chica, SpaceX technician Robert Chin said, "I joined the Starship project to help colonize Mars. Now, I don't even know what we're building." Similar sentiments echoed across the workforce. Neuralink faced even more scrutiny. Already controversial for its brain implants, the new allegations further tarnished its reputation. Ethics committees voiced louder criticisms. The Boring Company also felt the impact. Workers on the Las Vegas Tunnel project admitted, "The news about our boss has killed our motivation." The city council began reconsidering contracts. In the end, the uncertainty surrounding one of the world's most important tech figures rippled across the entire industry. From social media to academia, financial markets to diplomatic circles, waves of speculation spread. Everyone was waiting for Musk to break his silence. This period of uncertainty had become one of the most critical moments in modern technology history. Decisions made in the coming days would shape the future of both the space industry and the tech world at large.